Lick number 2. Now this one is a little bit of a fretboard mover. It's going to shift over, cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets. And first of all, I'm going to show you how it sounds. This is lick number 2. And this is how it sounds to the backing track that we're going to be playing with. This is what we're going to be working towards right now. Now it's a little bit of a slash thing, okay? A little slash-esque. If you listen to the start of the Welcome to the Jungle solo, you'll know exactly what I mean. So what we're going to be doing right here is we're going to be playing our first finger here on the 5th fret of the A string, which is the 2nd string down. And we're going to be hammering and then doing a bit of vibrato on there. Now, when we go to pick a fret, what we want to do is make sure we're putting our fingers in the right part of the fret. Now, what is the right part of the fret? The right part of the fret is closer to your picking hand. So we don't want to go anywhere in this fret, okay? What we want to do is go closer to the fret bar in what I call the pocket. Now, once you come up here, you kind of guaranteed be in the pocket because like you've got such little room in there. But down here, it's a little bit, you want to focus on it a little bit more. And the reason why is if you let your finger drift over further this way, it will get to a point where you get this buzzy kind of sound. The reason why you get this buzzy sound is because you aren't making good contact to the fret bar itself. You see, if you got the fret bar like right here and the string's going like this and you're grabbing the string over here, it's kind of got all this room to move, okay? But if you grab it like right here, it's like locked in. That's what we want to do, okay? So we're going to hammer on. Our first finger is going to be holding down that 5th fret, and then we're going to use our 3rd finger here, and we're going to hammer that on. So what that means is that we play this note, and then we just slam this one down. So I'm not going picking both those notes. It's play, hammer on. Now you notice after I grab that note that I'm starting to shake it and I move all my fingers entirely. Now you see it's very easy to be able to play these notes and not add all the extra juicy, sexy kind of tones to it. As an example, that would be something like this. Okay, but when we can add this extra juice, except for that little thing that I made the guitarist do, don't do that, just make it sound good. Okay, so you see what we're doing there is getting this shake on, getting this vibrato on. Now, after you've hammered on with your 3rd finger, I want you to grab your middle finger and your 3rd finger and suck them up underneath this finger. So you've got your 3rd finger in the pocket on the 7th fret. Now these fingers here are going to grab the string and we're going to lightly shake it. Now the way that we're going to lightly shake it is if you imagine opening a doorknob, okay? And the way that you're spinning your hand like that, well, you got the neck here and you just kind of okay? That's what you're going to do, just in a very tiny fashion. Now, you might see me doing that. You might try and do it. It might do something like this. Okay, so what's happening? It's just that I've practiced this for a long time, okay? If you're brand new to vibrato, what I want you to do is to hammer on, grab it, and just try to make like a little bit of a siren noise. I don't care how fast or how slow you're playing this lick, all I care is that you're just getting these techniques down piece by piece, all right? Then you're gonna put your first finger underneath that on the 5th fret of the D string. And then we're gonna play the 7th fret here again on the A string. Then put your 3rd finger underneath that onto the 7th fret and we're gonna do a bend down, okay? So we're bending down and we're bringing it back, okay? So it's a bend release, but we're bending it and bringing it back, okay? So we have. And we're gonna put a bit of vibrato on there. Okay, so I want you to pause the video right now, get that whole section down. All right, so now you're back. Okay, now we're gonna continue on. We're gonna start adding that on. Okay, so how are we doing that? Well, after, then we're gonna play the 5th fret on the D string, the 7th fret, and the 9th fret. But when we go to the 9th fret, we're gonna slide into it. So we're not going, we're gonna go. All right, so my picking for that is going down, up, down. Okay, so I'm not just going down, 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 because while you could get away with it for this lick, there's licks later on that there's no way you're going to be able to get away with just down, 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 down. So we're going to be doing what's called alternate picking. So we go down, up, down, up, down, up. Now, if your up picks like aren't feeling very good, that's probably because you never practiced them before, and then you kind of want to do what sounds good, and it might not sound that good if you're up picking. But seriously, you gotta practice this stuff, okay? So if your up picks feel really weak, what I want you to actually do is do the whole thing with up picks, right? Oh. Okay, so even for me, it feels a little bit weird, but that's the thing is you gotta be able to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? So practice using those up picks. All right, so. Down, up, down, picking for that, okay? So 5, 7, and sliding into that 9. Now, how do we get that little slide? What we're gonna be doing is playing the string before we get to the fret. Like that, so we're kind of playing it down around about the 7 or 8. Even just playing it at the 8th fret, just before it, still gets that sound. You're already on the 7th note, so you may as well just go from there. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. And then we're gonna play our first finger here on the 7th fret, and then we're gonna add what's called a blues bend. Now, this is all through everybody from Slash, Clapton, Angus Young. They all add these little tiny bends, which aren't a proper bend. So like a proper bend is this. Or this here is basically just bending like out of pitch, right? So we're not actually aiming for a specific note. We're just trying to add a little feel to it. So we have just that little, okay. So we're grabbing that with our first finger, and you notice that I'm not doing this. Okay, I'm not like trying to pull it down, because it never works, okay? It sounds bad and it's just very inefficient. What we're gonna do is use that doorknob technique again, okay, where you're gonna put your finger on a little bit of a side, so the string should kind of be over here, not like flat, over here on this side. Anyway. Okay, so we're putting our finger here on the G and just, and then you'll notice I'm just spinning my fingers around, spinning my hand around like this. So just grabbing it and just, so like it's like literally my knuckle here is on the fretboard and it's just gonna be spinning around like that, just slightly. Like that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna be playing our third finger here on the 9th fret again. Then we're gonna be playing 7-9, doing a hammer on. And some vibrato again with that doorknob technique. Now, once we get to that point, we're nearly at the end, okay? Okay, so after that hammer on down here on 7 to 9, we're going to put our first finger on the 8th fret, and then we're going to put our middle finger here on the 9th fret. We're going to be playing the this note down here twice. So the 8th, we're going 8, 9, 8. 8, 9, 8. That's on the B string for the 8s and the G for the 9s. Then what we're going to do is put our 3rd finger here on the 10th fret. We're going to bend that up. Now you notice I'm bending with all 3 fingers again, okay? So I'm not bending just with one finger because we're trying to get a full bend here. Now if I tried to do that with just one finger, it really hurts and I can't get enough strength to actually get it up there. Okay, so we're making this super finger here, bending it up, so it's literally the strength of 3 fingers, but this finger right here, the 3rd finger, is in the pocket on the 10th fret, so that's where the note's going to come from, because it doesn't matter what you do on this side, nothing changes what's happening, okay? So you can help it. Now, once we bend it up, what we're going to do is actually get our 3rd finger to go flat onto the fretboard so that we're going to actually hold down 10th fret on the high E string. Like that. Something Slash will do all the time. And after that, we've got this bend that's just like hanging up in the air right now. So we're going to play it again and bring down. So we're going to play that bend like already bent up and release it down. So this here is like this, these bends. We get that nice dissonance, which is that kind of sound, those 2 notes mixing. So then play the 8th fret and give that the little pull down, okay, little blues bend again. And middle finger here to finish it off, okay, on the 9th fret with some vibrato again with that doorknob technique. Now, what I want you to do is to pause the video, look at the guitar tab for this. You'll have that down below, download that, and just absorb this lick, okay? Take some time to really soak this lick in. And once you feel confident with it, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it to the jam track, okay? So I'm gonna chuck the jam track on right now at full speed, just so you can see how it's gonna sound if we just start playing this lick and just repeat it over and over and over and over again throughout this entire jam track. Then we're gonna start slowing it down. The timing for all these licks is super, super important. That's what's going to make them sound good. So I want you to be playing along with me, okay? And then take it out on your own to this backing track. But first, obviously, you need to memorize it. You need to get the timing around about right, and then work on your timing, play along with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it at full speed through, okay? So you can see what we're aiming for. And if you can play it at full speed, then cool, you're good to go. And then what we do is we're going to go to 75% speed, and then we're going to go to half speed. So you can sort of see how it's slowing down, how the timing works for each of those different variants. So the backing track is at 120 beats per minute. So the 75% speed is going to be at 90 beats per minute. And then we're going to go down to 60 beats per minute to be the half speed. So let's chuck on this full speed version of the jam track and have a little play around, okay? It's going to continue playing that lick over and over again. was like, I'm going to finish now, and then I made a mistake. Okay. Anyway, you get the idea, okay? Just playing over and over and over and over and over again, and you're going to get the timing down. You're going to hear how the whole thing changes depending on what is happening behind it, which is something that you're going to find with all of these licks. So let's go to 3/4 speed, and you'll hear the timing and everything like that for something just a little bit slower. So this is at 90 beats per minute. All right, so you see that it's really important to get the timing and to know the timing so you can play it at any speed. So even if you can play it at the full speed, it's a really good idea to practice these slower speeds to like really lock it in. And if, for instance, you're not like you haven't been playing that long, for instance, you're like, oh man, this is still pretty fast. Maybe even the half speed still seems pretty fast, but that's something to work towards. Okay, just try your best, try to keep up to the half speed version. Okay, which we're going to check on now, and then you can slowly start increasing to between those different speeds of the backing track. So let's check on the half speed. So we're going half the speed of the original 60 beats per minute. And again, everything's going to sound totally different this time. All right, so you see there, I mean, I've found that the most challenging, trying to keep it nice and slow. And you saw a couple of mistakes in there too. I mean, everyone makes them. So, I mean, I could edit them out, but we'll leave them in so you can actually see it's okay to make mistakes. And the thing is that when you're practicing this stuff, you just want to continue like barreling your way through. If you make a mistake, just keep pushing, keep pushing. A lot of guitar players will stop, go back, and then just keep going, and then they'll keep making the same mistake in the same spot, and then that's kind of like training your brain to make a mistake in that spot. You don't want to do that. You want to be like, hey, we always continue on, and if you're up on stage, that's what you're going to do anyway. So that is lick number 2. Spend some time really digesting it. Once you've got that down ready, then move on to lick number 3.